Today is Friday, the 20th February 2026. Welcome to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. You listen to me around the world on myepiconline.com. Listen to me in the eastern parts of Freetown via Choice FM or the World Radio app. Download an app today and listen to me there on Radio Garden. My name is Usman Ibrahim Mara. Today on Friday again, and we review the biggest international stories of the week. The chairman of ECOWAS and president of Salon, Julius Maada Bio, don't say he as the ECOWAS chair and accompanying partner them, accompanying leaders them in West Africa, will make sure they don't normalize military coups in West Africa. This as he pay a visit, be witness the inauguration of Mamadi Doumbouya, the former military leader of Guinea, now an elected president. President Bio saying that they not go encourage any military coup again in West Africa, not go try to normalize them under in term as chairman of ECOWAS. And that and many more we will discuss today here on the Epic Morning Show. Stay with me. What is your responsibility? What is my responsibility? Waiting are we all responsibility for push Mama Salon go before? I see a report just released a few days ago that Salon are the 9th most best governed country in Africa. I mean, many people don't dispute that report today. Many don't dispute the reality. Say the report where the world body do say Salon are the 9th most best governed country in the world. Into the reality is on the ground. I mean, say if you ask ordinary Sierra Leoneans them, that is not the case. So many of course don't dispute that report today. But however, although within a mere new responsibilities for push Mama Salon go before, there are people where can get total disregard for government properties where we say very essential for we all use. Me and you get responsibility for protect government properties, for obey leaders, for obey the law, lots of other things them. Whilst we they also call for authorities them, the government, for hold them accountable on certain critical issues them, we also need for do we own part. I mean, respect the law, be a good citizen, I mean, help for spread peace and other things, especially at the time we say we head towards a critical phase in Salon domestic issues. I mean, the elections in 2028, campaigning almost set for start, and we only get heightened tensions as we move forward. So keep on the peace, respect the rule of law, respect the laws we govern we, have respect, not get total disregard for government properties. No, protect them, obey the leaders them, and help for push patriotism. This is the Epic Morning Show.
It's borderline ENT.
This year.
Every Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, as we bring in Master Sabi people for come discuss all the important issue them where they happen in the country. You can watch me live now with Facebook page when at Epic Radio 99.3 FM and surf on Slick TV channel 37. Epic Morning Show with a serve on no hot one. To important issue them where they affect Salon and the world. The Epic Morning Show, they set the agenda for the day by way for look inside social, economic and political environment, and self bring interesting topic them when need critical answer and solution them. We they bring the issue them come to UNU with just one agenda when I for serve the people with all the answer where they need. Tune in to the Epic Morning Show every Monday to Friday 7:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning on Epic Radio 99.3 FM as we bring in Master Sabi people for come discuss all the important issue them where they happen in that country. You can watch me live now with Facebook page when at Epic Radio 99.3 FM and surf on Slick TV channel 30.
One bet get fine game them like casino game, card game, and they all get sober winning.
Epic
They get
Radio.
football, basketball, tennis, and boku other one them with live updates. Register with your phone and make sure say you register with valid ID card. And when you done your registration, screenshot them for Bambai. You can withdraw and deposit with Colat, with Orange Money, Afri Money, 1xBet Cash, Mastercard, or Visa Card. 1xBet, they sponsor La Liga, Serie A, League One, Confederation of African Football, and a partnership with FC Cologne. That not done, then get them brand ambassador them like Yemata, the Laughing Matter, Crack Twist and Zamza, Robino, the comedian, and plenty other one them. 1xBet, play on today, forget you're winning. And not forget to bet responsibly. The office in Lumley Beach Road by Empire Night Club. But if you're not able to reach there, call on a telephone number 076 100 338 or 078 206 171. 1xBet, I'll win you this week.
Hey Maria, I see say you give small mark soft drink back. You know say you get so sugar, eh?
I know, but he asked for friend drink where he like. What's in again I go able game?
You don't try Sierra juice. Now you know mommy they give me picking them. You know get better sugar or you compare them to the other juice. In fact, na natural thing them they use for make them. We flop with thing them where they nourish the body, and that's the help for make picking grow fine.
Talk true. I'm glad if you hear this so, but now the body no more is good for or is sweet na mouth.
Me sister, is sweet. Say, make I tell you the best part. Sierra juice they support with local economy. As na Salonia then they get all the thing them where they use for make the juice. It better for we picking them and we come free.
Wow, I not be know all this. At the beginning, Max Sierra juice want them. Also, I go able know more about them.
Now for check the research lab, they don't do all their studies for back 'em up. Sierra juice now the smart and healthy choice for we picking them.
For more information, call 077 600 000. Sierra Juice, the taste of Salon.
Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Listen to it around the world on myepiconline.com, Choice FM, and Radio Garden. Today again, we review the biggest international stories of the week. As a parent, what do you give your child for healthy growth? Benimix is the answer. Made from local grains and packed with 14 essential vitamins for the brain and body. No cooking, no stress, enjoy them at any time. Just make sure that BFC
Epic
is on the
Radio.
pack every day. Benimix, grow strong, grow smart. Okay. We still with the Epic Morning Show, and today again we review the biggest international stories of the week today here on the show. But do you want a natural tea that refreshes your body? Looking for something healthy and gentle and on digestion? Want a tea that keeps you feeling refreshed all day? Our tea is your answer. Got you covered. Made from naturally grown tea leaves. It's healthy, refreshing, and easy on digestion. With 100 tea bags in every pack, there's always more to enjoy and share. Our tea, natural refreshness in every sip. Brought to you by Kyle. So, we get lots of stories then for cover today. The chairman of ECOWAS and president of Salon, Julius Maada Bio, during the 17th Armed Forces Day military parade at the Julius Maada Bio Parade Square, be saying as chairman of ECOWAS, not going to encourage the normalization of coups in West Africa, but no take what he say. We will come back to him very soon. President Julius Maada Bio at the Julius Maada Bio Parade Square on the 17th Armed Forces Day, saying that he, as chairman of ECOWAS, no go no go push for normalized coups in West Africa. This as a part of the inauguration of Amadi Doumbouya, the former coup leader in Guinea.
As ECOWAS chair, I will continue to work with my peers to reject the normalization of military takeovers in our region. But leadership begins at home. Sierra Leone must remain an example of restraint, professionalism, and constitutional fidelity. It is within this context that this year's theme.
All right. That now be President Julius Maada Bio. We're talking about the 17th Armed Forces Day commemoration and celebration. Now the Julius Maada Bio Parade Square. is saying as chairman of ECOWAS, no go encourage, you go sort of form a cabal with other leaders in West Africa for as we for normalize coups in the region. This as in and the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Omar Ali Toure, be part of the leaders them we congratulate General Mamadi Doumbouya and also attend the inauguration ceremony of the former coup leader in Guinea in Conakry last month. But however, now though we get other stories in for discourse, the United Nations fact-finding mission don't say the Sudan atrocities carried by the Rapid Support Forces, the paramilitary rebel group, now hallmarks of genocide. I mean, a lot of killings don't happen. Millions of Sudanese have been forced to leave their homes. Sudan gets the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Bodies have accused the United Arab Emirates of funding the Rapid Support Forces, the paramilitary group, will fight against the Sudanese army in a war we don't take over 2 years now between the two leaders, them Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who is now the general of the army, and Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, who is now the leader of the rebel group, the Rapid Support Forces, where the United Nations now they accused of committing genocide in Sudan. Plus, the Ghanaian president, John Dramani Mahama, during the Africa Union Leaders Summit in Addis Ababa, don't say African countries them need for stop for use the US dollar and start for use the local currencies them for trade. We will discuss all of that today on the Epic Morning Show. But however, now though the latest world news now. Apologies there. The president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has called on African leaders to urgently establish a pan-African payment system. Speaking at the Africa Union Summit in Addis Ababa, he said Africa cannot fully integrate into its economies while depending on foreign currencies like the US dollar for trade. Mahama urged African countries to trade using their own local currencies, arguing that this could reduce the dependence on external financial systems and also strengthen the continent's free trade agreement. The Nigerian government has warned its citizens to be cautious of offers that may lure them into foreign war zones. This follows reports that 2 Nigerian men were killed while fighting in the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukrainian officials said the men had signed contracts with the Russian military in 2025. Authorities say some Africans are recruited with promises of high-paying jobs, scholarships, or migration opportunities, only to be later found themselves deployed in conflict zones fighting for Russia. The government says it is concerned about what it describes as a growing trend of illegal recruitment in Nigeria. Now, also, intelligence agencies in Kenya say more than 1,000 Kenyans have also joined Russia in the fight against Ukraine. A report presented to Parliament indicates that many recruits were deceived into signing military contracts. They reportedly traveled on tourist visas, passing through Istanbul and Abu Dhabi before enlistment into the Russian military to fight in Ukraine. Officials say tighter airport checks in Nairobi have forced some recruits to travel through other African countries. At least 39 Kenyans are currently hospitalized, 28 are missing in action, and 89 remain on the front lines fighting for Russia. The Kenyan government has condemned the exploitation and says it will raise the issue in Moscow late next month. Lawmakers in Venezuela have passed a new amnesty law aimed at freeing hundreds of people prosecuted for political reasons over the past 27 years. The law excludes serious crimes such as murder, drug trafficking, corruption, human rights violations, and war crimes. Rights groups have cautiously welcomed the move, but says the process must be transparent. More than 400 prisoners have already been freed, although rights groups organizations say hundreds remain in detention. The government says the law is intended to promote national reconciliation and peaceful coexistence. Andrew Van Bouten Windsor, the younger brother of King Charles III, has been released from custody but remains under investigation following his arrest on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police are reviewing allegations that he shared sensitive information with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein while serving as a UK trade envoy. Andrew has denied all the accusations. King Charles has expressed deep concerns and stressed that the law must take its full course. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has appeared in state media driving a nuclear-capable multiple rocket launcher during a ceremony in the capital, Pyongyang. North Korean media described the weapon as one of the most powerful of its kind. The display comes ahead of a key party congression and amid continued tensions with its neighbor South Korea and the United States. Analysts say North Korea's involvement in supporting Russia's war efforts in Ukraine could help it refine its military technology. That's the latest world news from Epic Radio. So, you know, with the Epic Morning Show, stay with me. Soon we will bring in Merlin Tijan Mansari and Maria Jallo for review the biggest stories of the week. Stay with us.
You sabi Benjamin?
I dey tell you, na Solomon in first food love dando.
Papa, Benjamin don't come back home. Look where he rich and fine. Na salon here they make am. Na him make it always fresh and not here at all. Yes, so then they get 14 important vitamins. Benjamin?
I dey tell you, na Solomon in first food love dando.
Papa, Benjamin don't come back home. Look where he rich and fine. Na salon here they make am. Na him make it always fresh and not here at all. Yes, so then they get 14 important vitamins them when they make picking go strong, smart and healthy. You find for big person, it they make your body fresh. You don't ask for cook at all, and you they able to eat in the morning as breakfast, afternoon as lunch, even them self as dinner. Then mix get different type like picking mix and super mix for all ages. Remember say, then mix in a packet. And they write PMC banner. Then they mix they all sign a salon for sale. But if you want to buy plenty, call on number 44 Battle Street, Freetown, or call on 078 134 541 073 661 648 or 088 077 678. Benny Mix. Grow strong, grow smart.
OneXBet presents an exciting world of entertainment. In the OneX games, you will find Crash, Dice, Apple of Fortune, Money Wheel, and other exciting games with many chances to win big wins. Go to the website onexbet.sl or app, enter promo code GAMESL and receive welcome bonus up to 36,800 millions plus 150 free spins. Fun to play, fast to win. It's your best chance to grab your luck with OneXBet.
Epic Radio.
You sabi Benjamin?
I dey tell you, na Solomon in first food love dando.
Papa, Benjamin don't come back home. Look where he rich and fine. Na salon here they make am. Na him make it always fresh and not here at all. Yes, so then
You don't ready for win big money every single day? Epic Radio they make them happen with Bomba Cash Out. For just 10 leons no more, you can enter the draw and win 5 money right inside your phone. No stress,
Epic
no waste
Radio.
time. And now so you go take joy. Dial *799*2# and choose how much tickets you want. From 1 to 10. Enter your orange money or after money pin. And boom, now you that. You don't enter the draw. The more tickets you buy, the higher chance you get for win. And the best part is that if they pick your number, the money will go straight inside your orange money or after money wallet. You don't even need for Canada station. So, what's you the wait for? Dial *799*2# now and continue for listening to Epic Radio. If you know one of your lucky daily winners then. For more information, call the support center on this number yaso 032-300-033. Number cash out, money the flow. Called by Masslink Limited. This not a purpose to whether under 18 law, so play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Listen to me around the world on myepiconline.com, Choice FM and Radio Garden. Do you want a tea that keeps you, that wakes you up instantly? Looking for a smooth aromatic taste that you can enjoy anytime? Need energy to stay active all day? Our Cafe has got you covered. It's 100% pure, smooth and aromatic, keeping you energetic and active all day. Just add hot water and enjoy a bold cup that fits perfectly into your busy lifestyle. Our Cafe, stay energetic, stay active all day. Brought to you by Karel. we get Reginald Brown Sawyer in the studio. Reginald, we all see statements by President Julius Maada Bio, bold statements, internal issues, but also we discuss today on the external one. We get to do with the statement on ECOWAS, on West Africa. I say, as chairman of ECOWAS, no go aid in the normalization of coups in West Africa. But before I go into when he attend the inauguration of Mamadi Doumbouya, I congratulate Mamadi Doumbouya. We're going to that very soon. What do you make of this statement in a broader context?
Thank you very much, Usman. Good morning to you. Good morning to listeners of the Epic Morning Show, particularly the one that we can fall in love with the international review segment where you can out every Friday. I think the president, from my own perspective on that statement, when you look at incidents where it don't happen, since he don't take over as chair of the authorities of head of state for ECOWAS, there has been a lot of coups. The president inherited some, while some not during reign. For example, before when he took over, you look at the Sahel state, there has been so many coups. Like for example, Guinea-Bissau. Recently, you get Burkina Faso, Benin, Niger. We see Conakry as well before then coming to democratic rule and all. And quite recently, the one that we happened at Guinea-Bissau where the president Miguel Fogori and also looking at all of those events happening, you have Mali as well, which is one of the countries them as well. We up to now return it to democratic.
And not get any plans to return it.
And there is no plans. From them three countries and the Mali, Niger,
and Burkina Faso.
I think
they have no plans to return to civilian rule.
I think it even in Burkina Faso that the president, the leader, now don't suspend all political parties.
He say democracy not the way for go.
Well, maybe the Burkina.
He say forget beaucoup political parties. Them they bring about divisions.
Exactly. So at some point, at that statement, before I come back to the topic, I think partially I agree with him at some point.
The division.
No, wait. I mean, having so many political parties,
like in the case of Salon 17 political parties.
You sometimes ask yourself a question: do we really need all these numbers? Because the truth is that majority of those political parties, not only in Sierra Leone but globally, some of them don't even meet the requirements. They don't get all the requirements set for maybe established as a political party. But these parties have been function, and then when election come, then more money than for put them phases them in the various ballots. Even though in democracy you have to open the space for everybody, but I think you have to go through certain criteria. But again, back to the statement that President Bill made on the 17th Armed Forces Day celebration on the 18th of February. Citing that going to normalize school. I think it's a strong statement. Now, the president is somebody that have been into the military. He's a retired brigadier, yes. And we normally can say once a soldier is always a soldier. He knows what it means where coups they take over. He knows how severe it is and all of those things. So I think echoing that one again on that prestigious ceremony. Now I feel like now for make it a signal at the years. Remember 2023 or so, allegedly we get that alleged failed attempted coup where November 26, where we see people lost their lives, few military people lost their life, Sierra Leoneans, and it was not something good to write home about. So coming events they cast in shadow. And also, I think based on what have happened before, the president might have think that, because this don't happen now, and all, so it is good that let's tell me own people, because this has been his message into other African countries. And a lot of the time we can say President Bio can go talk very, very well when they go out of Salon, when they address other countries and all. So I think addressing the military people that will be attend that event, also it's because almost all the hierarchy them did it for signal, and they say this is not going to be acceptable, and we are going to push against it.
But he say go push against them. But Inabi, he is the chairman of ECOWAS. He is the chairman of ECOWAS, and he congratulates General Mamadi Doumbouya. He even attend the inauguration of FAM with the ECOWAS president Umar Ali Touré. The African Union also be congratulating Mamadi Doumbouya.
I think they did first before ECOWAS.
Yeah, ECOWAS under President Bio congratulated General Mamadi Doumbouya, the former military leader in Guinea. So the President Bio mean by saying he not going to normalize military coups in West Africa.
It seems as if, Usman, when you look at how increasing coups them happen, you feel like it has almost been acceptable. A lot of the countries now where things not go right, then feel like military take over and the immediate response. Look at what happened in Guinea-Bissau. Even though I think they don't show commitment for get an election. I don't know if it's December this year or so.
December.
And all. Yes. So I think that is very, very good, because if it happen, about 5 or 6 countries now, they get military takeover, and after the 3 they will constantly, they even 4 now, Burkina Faso, I put them in that number because they're not still return it to civilian rule or democratic governance, then it's a concern. So and a lot of people else, man, so man, it can start sometimes I can hear some few people can talk say, well, it go better if it's salon people, if military people can come in. I mean, one person we know they tolerate schools. I normally can say the worst civilian government is for me, or in my opinion, more better than a military government, because when military government and governance, man, there's a lot of things and there's a lot of rights and privilege where you get as a citizen, we're going to be questioned.
I think that's the case for the most loved African leader right now, well, arguably, Captain Ibrahim Traoré.
No, I think it's different. Ibrahim Traoré, it's kind of a servant leader. He's a leader.
So not a good coup?
This is a very tough question. Even though it's a coup, but again, looking at the tangibles, the benefits with Burkina Faso don't get over the years. He has built a new stadium. They don't make agriculture. Then the country now health facility. They don't boost them. In fact, the president Ibrahim Traoré, the lead Burkina Faso now since he become president, never don't travel out of the country. In fact, for treatment and also looking at all of the many good things that he has done. I might be tempted for agree say yes. It's a good coup.
But you say
even though Daniel can come, so I answer the question. I'm going to give a 2 answer into this one, based on what he has done so far, based on the development we don't count. So the people in Burkina Faso, then I feel like
Reginald, it will find we give a local context. President Biyo, they go out of the country for who gets medical help.
Oh yes, at some point.
But you go outside of the country, go to England.
Well, not all the time, but again, some yes.
Because the you say not trust salon health system.
I cannot say not trust the salon system.
On agriculture, you talk about Burkina Faso there. President Biyo also say a cow feed salon. Now they boost, they increase production of critical food stuff in the country. That's the same case. And the other time I see the Minister of Information saying that while we praise Burkina Faso for sort of rice mills them, Salon gets double past and about President Biyo gets the praise we actually supposed to get from Sierra Leoneans then.
That's a question we go look at. Again, it's not about having them, but are we benefiting from them? These are the questions.
Are we benefiting from them?
Yes, I don't think so. So they are there, but we're not able to benefit it up till now from anything. So many people will be tempted at, I mean, we hear them, but we know they see them, they know they happen. So if people are not having a feeling of that particular development, then you actually go be tempted for asking the question, does it really make sense? So there's a whole lot of context into this one, right. But I don't feel like we are really benefiting from those things that we already talked about, Usman.
All right, Reginald, thank you.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
You still live with the Epic Morning Show. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Epic Morning Show, here with Mawia Jallo and Melvin Tijan Mansai. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Yes, good morning. I want to say good morning to Fambula. It's a pleasure being here.
Good morning, Melvin.
Thank you very much. Good morning to Fambula and Ramadan Karim.
Melvin, I only do the Ramadan this month. What's you dress in a full suit of an imam?
You have to respect religion. So yes, in observance of the holy months of Ramadan, I think yes, another only just look like a Muslim because I'm not a Muslim, but I believe in the teachings of the Quran, and one of which is charity. And yeah, it's not about the looks, about what you believe in the books.
You let small. Is it because transport no video? Because people like they say people don't eat sokoli, like it's for sleep and not go work.
I think that's not an excuse. I mean,
Okay.
you know, I'm at the week early, so I mean, by the time it's 9 o'clock, sometimes they give people like 3-4 o'clock of the day to me, because if you don't wake 2 o'clock, by the time it's 6 o'clock, it's just human. You get for tired. And
yes.
of course, you get domestic things to also for do, and you get picking them for look after. So it's challenging, but that's not an excuse even. Sorry for coming late.
Okay, but let's bring in Mawia. Mawia, how was this week? How was this specific week in geopolitics?
Yeah, well, I think now more than ever, I think the news and the stories, especially with the advent of social media, then just they come upon we. You know, they say now we get information overflow. You know, in the world. You know, after the other, every other day there is a new topic to talk about. Every other day there is a major thing that is happening. You know, so. I think it's almost, should I say, exhausting? It's almost exhausting. You know, we look at how everything they unfold, whether at the international scene, whether at the African scene, whether it's within the Sierra Leone political landscape. You know, so yeah, right now we in a war where information just too buckle. It's just too buckle. So. How we did discern this information, how which we need for understand, which in relevant to we, which not relevant to we, how for pick this. I think now one major challenge with this generation they get, how for filter information and take which in relevant for you and which not relevant for you. You know, I think now one major challenge. Yeah, so geopolitics, I think for the past 4, 5, 6 years, it's almost like, because before now on say one topic you go there for one whole month on a and talk about just one topic. For example, if they say UN summit now once, but now every other day there is a new thing to talk about. You know, so every morning they post.
They give you headlines.
Every morning they post new thing.
I know.
So,
I know.
So every time you post a new topic for talk about. So yeah, it's for me it's exhausting, but it's also a way for let we teach we as the new generation for let we understand. Say now the information too boko, and we get for choose within important story.
All right, the Ghanaian president John Dramani Mahama during the Africa Union Leaders Summit, we say need day for make African countries them start for begin use their local currencies them for trade with the neighbor them, and it's almost time we say for make we reduce the use of the US dollar and other foreign currencies them in trade. He say this will boost the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Melvin, what do you make of that statement today?
Oh, it's something we I think still really unravel. But first, ask me about it on what has this week been like geopolitically. One, AI, maybe when I talk about technology, but now in local use, now I admire this week where Honorable Abdul Kagbo do a AI photo shoot in handcuffs.
In handcuffs, in solidarity with
Lansana Doumbouya. But it speaks to the broader use of AI, and one poster say,
and that people we believe that post say he was really handcuffed.
So I mean, it brings the conversation. When you talk about AI, it's not just a national conversation; it's geopolitical issue, and so he use and how for user and not for user. So I think that was interesting. But of course, the Epstein file fallout, particularly in the UK, and with the charges of
Andrew.
Former Prince Andrew, and for me it speaks a lot. But geopolitically, I put her in contrast with what is happening across the Atlantic, not the US, wherein unlike in Europe, you're seeing efforts to bring the names to book, whereas in the United States, we still get reducted names and black names, and it just speaks to the irony of geopolitics, whereas America, they preach that, we are accountable and transparent and we stand for human rights and the rule of law.
But what I name things ain't going to left out, because the biggest names have been called. President Trump, the head of state of America, has been named in the US Epstein file. People like Bill Gates, other global leaders have been named.
Yeah, but I mean there are 6 black names where many many, particularly across the political conversation.
Are you suspecting some people?
Very big names where perhaps the world not going to imagine.
And that's what you think.
Well, I can't tell, but look at the names already don't come out. If names like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and other Elon Musk, Donald Trump, I mean, I will not be surprised any other big names we not even expect. But for me, it was interesting because imagine in other parts of the world, this is somebody where we belong because by birthright he belong to the royal family, despite other rights being stripped of him.
But they don't free him. They don't free him yesterday.
Yeah, but the fact that that kind of issue came up, that kind of strong way, it sends a message.
Okay, on the statements of John Dramani Mahama.
That's interesting. Interesting because I look at this man as the new face of Pan-Africanism, not just because of Kwame Nkrumah or because of Ghana or I win election, but I'm bold step the way they take for reawakening the spirit of nationalism, not West Africa, but of course across Africa. Because whenever you get on the platform, you hear talk about beneficiation of resources, but it's raising a key issue where I think we need to dig deep into, because at the end of the day, if we want to talk well on that subject, you ask, what has been the role of Ghana when we talk about just the sub-regional efforts to have the ECO? So if you cannot have, I mean, ECO has never succeeded, forget a single currency. How much more when it talks about trading in we call it inter-country trading in their own currency? And the argument are that because of you get to do conversion in the third-party currency, not the dollar, it's either the transaction go appreciate or depreciate. And in fear, that guy is so, I did listen to politicians in the continent, but like so with one politician, if I get sense pass with one politician, he is so factual, he is so data-driven, he speaks with fact. When he comes to talk about the cacao and how cash flights they affect cacao trade in Ghana, you clearly see that this man not supposed to just can't talk political rhetoric. He's talking facts. He's talking development. So for me, I think the notion is good, but the whole program itself should be looked at carefully, because at the end of the day, this is not something that is new. There is a program already for that. I think it was launched in 2021. We done the advocates and call for this in different factors. But when it comes to the AFCTA, that's again
the Africa Continental Free Trade.
If you look at what Washington has done to that agreement, it's almost null and void.
How?
Some of the provisions, when it put in tandem with tariffs, that was not the motive of the AFCTA. It was supposed to be a free trade, African free trade agreement, particularly when you put it in tandem with the AGOA. Because basically, when you look at the Africa trade, now you go say they spread to China and elsewhere, but it has mainly been dominated by either Europe or America in terms of volume and all of that.
But I think the main focus in this now for African continents for to trade more with themselves.
What is the mechanism for that? You already get structures set out by Bretton Woods organizations. When not through them, you get for go through that. This is not a new argument. Now, all argument is how you go do, and the how is the missing element. You don't have a single currency forcing the continent. The continent not get all currency not appreciate at the same time. Inflation is not across the board the same rate. Exchange rate is not at the same. Trade volume is not at the same. Population is not the same. Geography is not the same. So the starting point was, I go appreciate if President Mahama and the expert them give more attention to the ECO, because if the ECO succeed, then if you not get the currency, then what you want for trading?
So
you go, okay, now
54 economies, all different. Some are healthy, some are not healthy, some are performing very badly. You think say having a one currency for Africa is a bad idea?
How can it be a bad idea? Because it's not a bad idea, for answer your question. Not a bad idea, because if you look at the interest rates and the time and other things that we expect and count where Africa do business in the dollar, and how the regulations them are not set by Africans, and how all of these benchmarks are not set by Africans, it basically makes sense. But what I'm saying, for go cascade down to Africa, a big. Let me start with West Africa first. Let me get a single currency in West Africa, see how it works, and we can escalate it to the whole of continent. But if you cannot have a single currency, what currency it don't make financial, it don't make any economic sense because the countries that, I mean, you want to use Naira for can buy in a Sierra Leone. Can you imagine the gap? Or you want to use South African Rand for can buy in Nigeria. There's a vast gap because of the economic strength are not the same. Yes, there is a model with the European Union, but even with the European Union, there are challenges. They're not even fully roll out what the old agreement was supposed to be. So I think ambitious from Ghana, it can work, but charity begins at home. Let's begin with West Africa and have a single currency, then we can see how that will work.
Maria, what do you make of the statements by Madam Mahama?
For me, I think the whole thing with Mahama described for Sena follow, we get a common denominator. Whatever trade we do within the continent, let's just have a common denominator. Say this is the basis. You understand? I understand the challenges we Melvin the try for mention and I agree with them to that extent. But then I don't think say in bad for propose. I think it's a very important thing that at least now we get somebody again where they propose this, and like I say at every international forum every forum, not say international forum, whether it's local or international, Mahama always they use the opportunity for talk about, how African for unite, whether it's on the economic basis, whether it's diplomatic basis, for where we actually unite and for make Africa able for own African development. The facts of the matter is almost every structure where Africa they ride on currently is being either developed or controlled, or managed one way or the other by the West. You understand? So I think this call basically now we start for manage. For me, I think for instance the banking system where they talk about the SWIFT banking system where for make family understand now the platform where banks then they use. Well, nine major across the world we banking and they use for communicate to each other about transactions. It's just about, for instance, like the WhatsApp platform where we get we bank, for instance, in Sierra Leone, one for send money to bank na America. You use that SWIFT platform. That SWIFT platform is built by the West. It's controlled by the West. Major of the things where they happen in the US dollars. You understand? So because of that, the America hold enormous power. Because most of the transactions, they say, for instance, you want to transact from Nigeria to Sierra Leone, then you have to transition and force to dollar, then before then transition and back to Sierra Leone. And within that transition process, the America again, So then they put America at a very huge advantage. For instance, when the Russia war starts. When the Russia war start. Now on that basis they make them be able to cancel Russia because most Russian banks were using the SWIFT system. So when they remove Russia from the SWIFT system, you find out it was very difficult for the Russian banks able to transact with the rest of the world. So I think one of the calls in this way Mahama they make. Let's first of all have our own system within Africa. There was already a system where they suggest when at the Pan-African payment system, where if we able for at least we own banking systems now Africa able for use that as a base, know. But yes, it is correct. The other thing we Melvin talk about now the issues around currency. I think that is very, very important. Let's have a common currency. There are a lot of challenges towards that. We need to be taken into consideration. But I think the first step is the will for Doha. I think when
we don't get a will now West Africa.
Well, I don't think there is the will to, because if there is
President Julius Malema in the last ECOWAS leaders summit, he said they don't brief him on the preparations, the studies where they don't do ahead of the 2027 plan for launch the ECOWAS eco currency. He talked this just a few months ago.
Yes, but what are the actions being taken? Now you go on for actions. What are the actions being taken for move forward with that? If you all remember, for instance, let's say Gaddafi, for instance, begin to talk about one currency for Africa, and then they don't take significant strides for push towards that. But then when he died, that everything about that actually collapsed. But yes, we can have ECO, we can have the African currency. I think for me, it's possible. It's about the willpower of governments across the board for say, okay, yes, we can do this, because when the willpower is there, then you will find out then they go able for weaken the Western influence into these platforms and these systems. So for me, I think yes, it's a very ambitious call. We get get a lot of challenges, but nothing say impossible. I think say it's very, very possible for the roll them out. For me, I think say it's a very good thing.
You think it's Melvin, go ahead.
Yeah, firstly, just a bit of correction. It's not a proposal. This was a thing that was adopted in 2022. So if it has been there, I think the question begs, as you say, the challenges for implementation. So it's an idea that has been there. Mama is re-echoing it and it's stressing its importance, giving Ghana as a case study. And you mentioned a very pertinent aspect as to how Russia don't circumvent US and Europe sanctions. That is very important because it can be a blueprint, though a dangerous blueprint, as to how we can go about it. Because if you look at the motive of the Afrism Bank on this notion, that they just want that's the same notion you want, that okay, let's have our own thing that is regulated by ourselves.
Okay.
So for me, I think, just let me land. The point really is, in the case of Russia, they are forced by sanction. But in the case of Africa, we are forced by other issues other than sanctions. So I think the context is a bit different. But the model, like I said, can be a blueprint that, we cannot depend on the extant systems where the West don't use for the gentry over Africa and in people.
Yeah. All right, we'll move ahead now here on the Epic Morning Show. Melvin, you see these reports by the UN fact-finding mission for, say, the RSF, the paramilitary rebel group within the fight against the army in Sudan, don't commit genocide in the war efforts against the army?
Yeah, I think there should be stability at the Human Rights Commission International Conference coming up. For me, I follow the news, and it's not new. If you follow the report, this is not a thing that will be new. What's new for me go be, what will the UN do? Mind you, now Sudan will get the first case of a president that was indicted, and already there is a list of names. So for me, can they take it further than that? Are we going to see ICC charges against the names, and including the leader of
Dagalo?
Exactly. So are we going to see that? But again, if you look at the El Bashir situation, I think these are all, I can always talk about people like that. This what we see so from the 55. These are remnants of how colonization caused problem in the world.
Yeah.
So man can go, hey bro, almost here no longer independence. I can just use Sierra Leone as a case study. Which is colonized with for over 200 years. Almost here we don't get independence on our own. Those factors, when people want to skew history or people are not sensitive to history, then why do we ignore them? What is happening in Sudan, now the hasty departure of the British, and as always we'll see across West Africa and South Africa and East Africa, just their own interest the way they left. And now we see the interest then backfire. So for me, will there be charges? If there will be charges from the ICC, I don't go arrest them people in there, because the culture of impunity don't continue for so long in our country, and the innocent then they suffer. And if you look at the death toll, and now if they are saying it's genocide, we don't want a situation of Israel kind of situation, say it's arguable. Let them bring the empirical, the facts, like I say.
But what do you think in a genocide you don't commit?
Well, why if I go use you because of you ethnicity or you religion or tribe for go discriminate other people then because if you say they are non-Arabs? This is not xenophobia. This is the hard fact of history and the reality. The Janjaweeds are Arab militias. And mind you, when I use the word Arab, I don't use the word Muslim. This is an important distinction for me.
So make it clear.
When I say Arab, it's the culture. When you say Muslims, you talk about the religion. You have infidels that are Arabs, just like infidels that are Caucasians or Negro. So let me not misunderstand that. But the Janjaweeds are Arabs.
Arab militias.
Militias, rebel, call it any kind of nomenclature. And the one that they attack, I wonder why Donald Trump not see this issue as important. But you see the one in Nigeria important. It's an extermination of somebody because of a religion. Technically, when you watch her, imagine you poison well. What you want to achieve when you poison well? Because you want to do mass killing, and not a general killing, and for its intention in war crimes and genocide. The NK always not to even the size or the number. It's the intent.
So this now a direct intent.
This is genocide.
For wipe out a population, an ethnic group.
It's genocide. And I become a black man, make the world not take it serious. If not for me, any other with man country or any other continent, this issue for don't be.
But is the African Union taking the matter seriously?
The African Union is overwhelmed, and they are also
overwhelmed with waiting.
So many things.
Like waiting.
They are overwhelmed with the Sahel. They are overwhelmed.
African Union overwhelmed with Sahel.
Why not?
The Sahel issue.
Insecurity is a big problem. I mean, as they call it, coup waiting. Coup. There's a new word for coups in the. So African Union overwhelmed with all those issues. See how they misbehave Pangini issue of African soccer, where they violate their own charter. So they are not only overwhelmed.
How they violate the charter?
The African Union Charter on Democracy and Elections say anybody who don't make coup na country, not for allow for be contest. This was my argument long before now.
So we come here very soon. But however now to Mawia, what do you make of this fact-finding mission report by the UN? Say RSF don't commit genocide in Sudan.
Yes, you know, I mean, let's be very frank. You know, when you follow the Sudan war, for me, I think for a very long time, we don't see it as genocide. I don't see it as genocide for a very long time because
by the army or the RSF?
By the RSF. By the RSF.
With the army, you know, they commit crimes.
No, well, the army they commit crime. These things happen in war. The army they commit crime. They kill innocent people. You know, it happen across the board.
But the army they commit crimes too in Sudan.
Collateral damage, but not in the magnitude and intent of the RSF. Of the
RSF. That's the thing. You understand? That's the thing. You understand? But then me also had to discuss what I think about the issue in Sudan. You know, I look at also within the broader picture. Why is this thing? Why the thing continuously they happen? Who is supporting the RSF? You know, and why the international community, you know, they even gain the attention we deserve. Imagine when I don't say a bad for we give, you know, the attention we happen of the two happen at Gaza, but I think say. If not more don't happen inside Sudan already. If not more than waiting to happen inside Gaza don't happen inside Sudan already. You know, and why do we always you know, I mean, pick the fights when it comes to Africa and because it's black people that are being killed, you know. So for me, I think it's a very, very difficult situation. You know, Africans supposed able to take charge of what's happening within the continent. We're supposed to able to take charge, but then. You know, I think say in order for just be easy like that.
All right.
I agree with Melvin for say the African Union and regional bodies they are really, I mean, overwhelmed. You understand? But then I think say it's more important for instead of waiting for international, I mean, recognition of all anything that are important for the regional bloc, they really take charge in some of these things that happen.
All right, let's move ahead now. President Julius Maada Bio, we also know the chairman of ECOWAS, don't say as the chairman of the West African regional bloc, not going to encourage the normalization of coups in West Africa. He make this statement during the 17th celebration and commemoration of the Armed Forces Day at the Julius Maada Bio Parade Square. We'll just take what he say. We'll come right back.
As ECOWAS chair, I will continue to work with my peers to reject the normalization of military takeovers in our region. But leadership begins at home. Sierra Leone must remain an example of restraint, professionalism, and constitutional fidelity.
Melvin, we hear you President Bio say you're not going to encourage coups in West Africa. This, as just last month, he began a Conakry for the inauguration of Amadi Doumbouya, the former coup leader in Guinea, who turned an elected president. President Bio said not going to encourage the normalization of coups in West. What do you mean by that?
I think that was just a political rhetoric, and I mean, if you look at the position, for me, I find them very ironical because if you say as chairman of ECOWAS, let me, as chair, I will continue to work with my peers to reject the normalization of military takeovers in our region. But leadership begins at home, and if you are saying it sent two messages. It is for send international message. It use international capacity for pass a local message. Of course, in terms of the local context, remember we addressed the presidential guard force during the holidays. We always say. However, I find this politically or diplomatically rhetorical because if President Bio talk say from that regional perspective, I speak with clarity and conviction, there can be no justification for coups, for coup d'etat in a modern democratic West Africa. Interesting. in a modern democratic West Africa, there can be no justification for coups. But when democracies are eroding, what is the justification for that? So
democracies eroding.
Democracies are eroding. Go and look at the Freedom House report, latest Freedom House report or the 2024 report.
Whose countries them say democracies are
eroding? The figures are very clear. I'll come to facts. Let me give you my basis first, okay? I know you want the facts.
No. The thing is, you need to be clear. Melville is something. He say democracies, according to a recent report, are eroding in West Africa.
How many coups we've seen?
Chairman need for focus on that.
How many coups we've seen in West Africa? That is the simple question. It's an open book secret. I don't think to be labeled. I just emphasize that. Continue with Guinea with any higher. All right, that's an eroding democracy. All right, then he say, if you say there must be no place now or ever for coup d'etat or unconstitutional change of government in Sierra Leone, I think that is an important message because we don't see attempted coup. However, this could have been a moment for reflect on what has changed since the aftermath of that coup. What are the accountability? What's the fruit? What's the results? What are the mechanisms that this will not happen again? So mention it that it never ever happen again, and not addressing, baseline issues. That in itself makes no substance in terms of action that we need at the moment. Definitely, he himself said it that there is a need for technically maybe they address the presidential guard force that. If a certain, they say if not to be waiting thief man, if not for be waiting self thief man, if he use one particular word, he said all day I would all our friends then again.
He
said if not be sober thief man. That was the biggest slap on, and I think saying that those are the real issues where these movements could have been way further highlight. Issues around accommodation, issues around morale, issues around promotion, issues around even rest supply, issues around good news, salary increase. That is a positive news, tangible news. But is that all? If you are talking about we don't want it, where some of we will always take with life for, I always say the worst democracy better pass the best jontocracy. I always stick to that. But yet still, there are issues, flaws in democracy, one of which, cited by the Freedom House report, is election rigging. If you are grappling with those issues, you cannot turn a blind eye to them. So these are the substance of this conversation.
So we can only get more coups than West Africa.
If democracies are failing, if institutions are not independent, if so-called Democrats are becoming totalitarians and autocrats.
And they are failing. They are becoming autocrats.
And if the public is getting disenchanted, if the people and they get this gone to, look how some of them government and they change. The pattern was from protests, where they say Gen Z protest, then later from simple protest, they say, okay, we don't want you again. We see the pattern across the continent. So, for me, yes, we don't want coups. But what can we do to avoid coups? Democracies should be strengthened. Independent state institutions operate, and elections should be free and fair.
Has democracy under President Bio as chairman of ECOWAS been strengthened in West Africa?
He inherited a bad thing. You cannot blame President Bio. Almost here, in every 1 year at the office seat. Let's be realistic. And some of you say it cannot change much because the problems are so enmeshed and entrenched. However, what President Bio where I think say foreign policy advisor they not help the situation. Now for Ole is send congratulates the message and support AU and ECOWAS for lift Guinea suspension.
Yep.
That's a violation, like I say, of the AU protocol on elections and democracy. There is a specific provision, if time permits, I will go for read and for Fambulen. But that, for me, I think it's totally, you are normalizing coups. So President Bio defeats himself by action and not matching with words. Because you go congratulate and support for the lift as under your chairmanship, Guinea ban, where we don't say Guinea na yebe democracy, where we don't say that man enough for contest, and you congratulate and don't lift him ban. What are you doing? You are sending a message that Abo Makinkai can take power after some time. It change clothes. It's on to democracy. Is that you call that democracy? That is not democracy.
So President Bio, instead of rejecting the normalization of coups, is in support in some extent of normalizing coups in West Africa by congratulating General Mamadi Doumbouya.
It's not only President Bio. If you look at his statements, he said him and his peers. So I'm not to President Bio want to take the decision. Let's be measured. in the chairman, but not everyone to decide. Now I make it tell you, if you go read the statement, it say peers congratulate the government and people of Ghana and Guinea and support for them. So it's just President Bio is just the face of the rotten ECOWAS system. ECOWAS system is rotten.
Why is it rotten?
It's rotten because they seem not to understand how for make democracy work. They seem to be more focused on how for build broken democracies, and the focus should be how to strengthen democracies, not how to rebuild broken democracies. When you endorse people like Mamadi Doumbouya, a lifting suspension, other person, and there is a pattern, there is a report also on that. Say one of the things it is called there is this big English word where they use contagion. It's a contagion. From 2005, the pattern has been contagious. It is spreading. So we want to like AU then are the big man there, but ECOWAS never can follow Makata AU. I'm so disappointed. And not about President BO1. Now at peers for not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture there is that man not be need no lifting of suspension for now. Not be need no congratulatory message. But we don't see President Nassalo win and not give a congratulatory message.
Quickly, Melvin. You think the President, we don't talk that part today, like that is not what they actually they do on the grounds. Instead, supporting the former coup leader in Guinea, he's not rejecting normalizing coups. At some extent, in support of normalizing coups, like we see happen in Guinea. If we don't talk about saying you're not going to normalize coups in West Africa any longer.
It's because of the rotten system where it can only speak the message of the rotten ECOWAS system. He has no choice. If you say one forget a radical message, and go look and say he was one this. Okay. So it's unfortunate. He inherits bad system, and unfortunately, the system is rotten because they lack a clear vision as to what they want to do for make democracy then strengthen to the position that Sojamani they feel for involved in the democratic dispensation of any country at the sub-region.
Maria, what do you make of President Bio's statement?
Well, me to look at this from a different perspective. I agree with waiting Melvin say. But for me, I know particular about the system of government and the people. For me, I actually particular about what is working for the people. I don't care what system of government is there. Is it working for the people? Is it bringing development to the people? Is the country, food secure? Are the children going to school? Is the health system working? For me, I don't care who is in power, how he took power, or what system of government. For me, that's my opinion. I just think, is that system working? That's the only question. So whether it's a military coup, whether it's a monarch, whether it's
So is the system in Guinea working?
No, I'm not going to say the system they work. It's too early to say whether the system they work or the system not they work. I don't see clear evidence to say the system they work. There might be one or two developments as strides, but I don't think so holistically the system is actually working. What I desire for say is
you don't see over 4 years of leadership under General Mamadi Doumbouya and Guinea. Compare Guinea then development to Salon now.
No, I don't agree. For me, I know in general, I don't agree. I don't agree generally say Guinea better pass Sierra Leone. That make me not even support I don't even support Mamadi Doumbouya for let even change this thing to whole democracy, make a referendum.
Democracy then get Guinea?
No. Well, it's democracy. How do you want to call it? What then gets currently is democracy. So even though it is a very imperfect and rogue democracy because of within the system, how the man come about, it's a very rogue one.
It is democracy.
It is. It don't go through election. It don't pass through constitution. Within democracy, say obey the constitution.
Melvin, democracy. You support him or you against that? Democracy.
I think my brother has qualified his point. It's a weak democracy, and there's no two way about democracy. Democracy is a democracy.
Democracy.
When you don't add weak, they're not so democracy anymore.
No.
Because the will of the people. Who say you ban the opposition party there? Who say you manipulate the questions for the referendum?
That's the same thing that happened in the council. The same thing that happened in the council who thinks in a perfect democracy.
Like whose country?
Sierra Leone, for instance.
No, sir, we're not a perfect democracy.
No, well, I'm not going to say
no. I disagree. Sierra Leone is a perfect democracy. We're a democracy in progress, I agree, but we're not a perfect democracy.
I agree with that. I agree, so we are a democracy in progress.
No,
when I say perfect, when I say perfect, I do in comparison with what's happening in Guinea, with what's happening in some of the military.
Well, compared to Guinea.
So in comparison, Sierra Leone is a more perfect democracy than Nande, but there is still butchering of the constitution as now we country, now Nigeria, for instance. There are, even in democracies where we think say these are thriving democracies, more than waiting they happen in Guinea, there are still a lot of loopholes. Like how they say, democracy is supposed to provide, the opportunities for the citizens, supposed to uphold certain tenets, but these things have been butchered. So now that they make agree with waiting Melvin, they say, if you want to say you stop this, what are you doing for make sure say enable people for make them continue for do that?
And what President Biode Pandu?
Let's answer that question of brother. I think so. You answer. Okay, you answer first. Answer.
Well, I know.
What is President Bio doing as we for normalize coups in West Africa? What is President Bio doing?
Well, for
brilliant question.
What is President Bio doing for not normalize? coups in West Africa. For instance, waiting and do so in Guinea. A very clear example. Imagine there are African leaders. There are African leaders who attend inauguration. They not just congratulate. They even attended the inauguration of those leaders. You understand? So, for instance, listen. This thing. If you say this thing bad, if you acknowledge and I mean say one way or the other are supporting it. So yeah, the thing is, clear.
We need for bringing calls.
The thing is clear.
Melvin, is President Bio normalizing coups in West Africa?
I'll use this. He's on as chairman of ECOWAS. Yes, and what is the basis for that? Fambul, if you look at one document, when a publicly available document, where they call the African Charter on Democracy, Elections and Governance, Article 25, subsection 4, it say. And this now waiting President Bio as chairman of ECOWAS and impeers then do way wrong with the normalized coups. If you look at the Article 25 subsection 4, read, the perpetrators of unconstitutional change of government shall not be allowed to participate in elections held to restore the democratic order or hold any position of responsibility in political institutions of their states. This is what heads of states of Africa signed years ago. This defeats totally this line and do where they normalize schools because they were not. Then people are not full. When they talk say they're not for allow them to participate in any election for restore democracy. Why? Because they're not saying they don't manipulate in their interest. Then they give another hold any position of responsibility. Now, Mama didn't do buya. They not reach that first party for a participate. But now I hold a position of the highest position of responsibility. That in itself undermines good governance, democracy, the rule of law. And the heads of state in Africa, they sign. So that's what African heads of state did with the AU and ECOWAS statements for congratulate and lift the suspension on Guinea.
So President Bio, ECOWAS, the African Union, all violate that particular agreement.
Yes.
All right. Let's go now for a very short break. Still with the Epic Morning Show. After the short break, 079-994-993. And also send your comments through the Facebook page or on the same line, 079-994-993. Stay with us.
You don't ready for win big money every single day? Epic Radio they make them happen with bomba cash out. For just 10 years no more, you can enter the draw and win 5 money right inside your phone. No stress, no waste time. And that's so you go take joy. That's star 799 star 2 hash. You don't ready for win big money every single day?
It's
Epic Radio they make them happen with bomba cash out. For just 10 years no more, you can enter the draw and win 5 money right inside your phone. No stress, no waste time. And that's so you go take joy. That's star 799
Epic
star 2
Radio.
hash and choose how much tickets you want. From 1 to 10. Enter your orange money or after money pin. And boom, now you that. You don't enter the draw. The more tickets you buy, the higher chance you get for win. And the best part of that, if they pick your number, the money will go straight inside your orange money or after money wallet. You don't even need for Canada station. So, what's you they wait for? Dial star 799 star 2 hash now and continue for listening to Epic Radio. If you know one of the lucky daily winners then. For more information, call the support center on this number yaso 032 300 3333. Man back cash out, money the flow. Powered by Masslink Limited. This not a purpose to whether under 18 law, so play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, welcome back to the Epic Morning Show. You can call me now on 079-994-993. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You name inside the call from?
Now, Paconte, the call from Obgon.
Paconte, go ahead. You get 1 minute.
Yes, I tell you, thank you. I tell Mr. Mara, thank you. I tell Melvin, thank you. Melvin is a bit analyzed. If they talk the correct thing, the thing is Africa, we shellfish. We hold on palm power. In our hand over, say it died. Look Cameroon, the leader. Look that other one. You know, go hand over. Look for such example like how Mandela take 27 years in prison. After 27 years, then the Westman and do all kinds of things. He said, now for me, people are the first vote. Where commodity, where win election. Now I say one time. Now they say go they say that. Now I say no. No set that example like how Mandela did. Thank you very much.
Paconte, thank you. 079. That was exactly 1 minute. 079-994-993. Call and give you valid contribution. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Usman, this is a bumper from St. John.
Bumper, go ahead.
Yeah, well, me international news is about how the royal people, if we try to take decision of leadership, then so we go help with tomorrow. I know this is because of them brother. You know, I mean, they make for let the Lord deal with them. And that's how we supposed to be. But other countries, you see, in brother, they do bad. No, you see, they go cover them, and then they no fight. Then again, to what this Sudan, the issue, I want to follow you, see, you are in a bad nation, a bad country, because even to what the Congo back, then get interest over there. And even
hello, Bumper.
And they no good. Then proxy fighting, they no good na the nation and they no forget back. Now so Iran do back towards Saudi. Then go create Yemen. And then they no good. And now so back and do back against Israel. Then proxy they are not good for let them kind nation. So we therefore encourage Donald Trump for let's say take decisive action over this
Bumper.
Iran too much. It's too much for people in the Middle East.
079-994-993. Call inside the program this morning. You get 1 minute for the voice. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Chief man.
Suleiman.
Yeah, Suleiman. Lord of Melvin say believe the Guan, and I agree with him anyway. But somebody be say one day may do law. And me tell the article and say may add the Guan pantap in Brim. Whether it be moose or no moose, take the benefit where they inside the yard and you build yourself with them. Then what they said, any country will Muslim political party them for gain power, insert any country. I think they bring Kuna in country, whether na Guinea or any other side. They didn't think it ain't here because then they found themselves, they don't know the movement. After way they look for that trap. Then begin the different thing.
Okay.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the direction.
Amen. 079-994-993. Call inside the program this morning. We'll give you the biggest international stories. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, Usman Mara.
Commander Jibo. Long time.
Thank you very much. It's simple. We will not say something that they will the outside world. By grace of God, you know they happen now. Because all why a power struggle. Well, if more man gets satisfied, my man, I tell you, they die with respect. And we thank God, Excellency don't talk. Yeah, we the military now, let not look other side. And like I hear so, when time done is it they take the back seat. No more. Any country, not say when you time don't run, you push it one day because this power is for me sharing. So the next one what they did. But by grace of God, else will not accept or share the power. Who not go ever take now? By God in power. With me now, Commander Jibo.
Commander Jibo, thank you. 079-994-993. Call inside the program. Where you call, please go straight to the point. You get 1 minute. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
You know inside the call from?
Yeah, this is BW Bokaria, the call from Freetown.
All right. Boka, you go ahead.
That's a pleasant discussion. But this is the beauty of democracy. Opinions are expressed, whether they are correct or not. Only that me feel say, I don't know what you mean by democracies are eroding. Because if democracies are eroding, I stand to be corrected. If they are eroding and that justifies the military takeover, then why do we urge the military again to come back to democracy? I mean, because it don't happen severally. Now, we they say, what they kind of street, now we they support them. But in the reason side, now we they call back for democracy. You understand? And finally, I think President Bio, that statement we make is, I mean, it based on the current position we occupy. There is nothing less, nothing above what anybody would only expect for let it see. Thank you very much.
Bokari. 079-994-993. Call inside the show this morning. We'll give you the biggest international stories. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Malaika Stevens.
Malaika, go ahead.
All
right.
Yeah, well, actually, Mr. Muhammad tried for, I don't want to introduce because in predecessor, one of the predecessors, they don't take that standing, Kwame Nkrumah, whether not for United Africa, you know. But first and foremost, this single currency way they try for establish. In fact, I believe one of the reasons that I know them form ECOWAS, you know, the economy and the trade bilateral relationship. So if that's in the done there for decades, we're not able for get that for materialize them, you know. I think I say it will be difficult because first and foremost the currency, you know, they wait. Now then they first will begin for do and let them set up a team we go able for sustain the weight of the currencies. You know, now the starting point now.
Malaika, thank you.
Thank you, you know.
079-994-993. Call and add your voice. You get 1 minute. Please go straight to the point. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alex from Fuguru.
All right, go ahead.
The area of school in any part of the world, not to really of election responsible. Because we don't see a lot of countries, even in the US, who they say that they get the best democracy. Where people already say they win the election, this was no win election. You know, Trump, after the Biden election with Trump was still crying that Biden stole the election. But that never created anything with school. So the area of school, one of the things responsible again, you get 13 parameters they're responsible. Now, Africa leaders, they believe they cannot win election by any means of election, by any means of voting. They will decide for prepare for making a coup.
All right.
So, congratulating the president, you see, after these elections, President Bio was congratulated by Africa Union, ECOWAS, even the US Guterres. So, if anybody wants to talk something like that, I will say President Bio was congratulated.
All right.
Thank you very much.
079-994-993. Call inside the show this morning. We'll give you the biggest international stories. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, good morning. This is Abakar from Phoenix.
Abakar, go ahead. 1 minute.
These are the things and this way we imagine if democracy in Asano. Because all the things here we panelists and they discuss other countries so. But I'm afraid for discuss on Salonia and nothing they are worse than Salonia. So all this thing in it. They let the president you don't be president or chairman or A, B and C all side. But the reflection of the everybody should to win a Salonia. The way our situation they be, we see and they quiz some people they know for talk. If you talk, you get all that set people who will arrest you. They use CID for it be the center, it be the hub. This is a big problem with the democracy with the talk about. So to make them form the ECOWAS. That means they form ECOWAS for secure, then the president say for secure then for let them continue for let and the wicked, the ordinary citizen they will then get. Now that's not the reason. I'm not sure the former for with the ordinary citizen.
All right.
Thank you.
079-994-993. Call inside the program this morning. We'll give you the biggest international stories of the week. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
You know inside the call from?
This is not the Lion.
The Lion, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, Pale Allah help me. You know, my brother, Allah bless him. You know, the one that we say Salon are the best country, you know, for peace. I agree with them. You know, President Bio, man.
na real man. You know, for the government, then guy we also country, yes, so nobody opposition, all man, he the head. Yes, price, make this, nobody need the cough, nobody need the talk. You know, now one of the best side. Because no country know the bra when you come, you HPL up so, you know, nobody no talk. You can't opposition, bra, then find them, then go pay, then go then capture the person, but then go put them in jail, come back. You know, I agree with them, agree. You know, right. When you check Mamadi Doumbouya, bra, Mamadi Doumbouya, if you watch him, he check the past government, he check this government. If he come by room, you know the way Mamadi Doumbouya don't make. Okay. You compare with the two government then. The way you watch now what's that for? Go take over. Remember, you hold 1 million euros now, so now 300,000 you go get. So you they compare, you know, man, you work for us. Thank you very much.
Okay. What you call? Please go straight to the point. You get 1 minute. 079 994 993. Call inside the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You don't know where the call from?
Concerned citizens in the call. Salo we democracy because the opposition they buy somebody where they cost people in this country. Nobody no talk, nobody no run after them. The same person it cause problem, make people and lost their life in this country. Nobody no talk. So we get democracy. Clean we'll get her. All anything and the way they be soon you know, na democracy na make because if you to that this country from you don't go into war. Yeah, then this man would then say them all so to them go. Now one no lawyer, you know, that then they tell we say you know, they accuse somebody until you find that person they guilty of what he do. You as a lawyer, you as a landed lawyer, you the go to happen at the same day, will not to the tune of.
All right, apologies. Please let's keep it to review of the biggest international stories of the week. We review the biggest international stories. We get Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for talk all things local. Please low keep international. Hello, good morning. Hello. You know when I call from? Kamusa, go ahead. You get 1 minute.
For me, the ECOWAS will be not today. Which now ECOWAS, I look like say different. Because today, I remember when they were Tropa Cabana, they lie ECOWAS to my stand, they will pull them. So why Mama Doumbouya na Guinea? Then the ECOWAS not pull them. Then he pull uniform, then he go stand for election, then he win. So that for me, that I'm not allowed down there. When you overthrow them for pull you, that then they set an example for you. Okay, well, like, what did they not do so now? If any other country go overthrow back, what can man for go pull her? Let them go pull that guy in Burkina Faso back. Let them go na Mali back. Well, this not to, for me, not to justice to God. Whether it's a law, it for be law. Yeah, therefore stand by the law. Whether it's not going for overthrow no president of this country. Yeah.
Okay.
You see? So that's no more.
079 994 993. Take 3 more calls and wrap up the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. We review the biggest international stories of the week. President Julius Maada Bio, chairman of ECOWAS, say he not going to normalize coups now West Africa any longer. He say and he peers them. That's now encompassing leaders them now West Africa or West African countries them go reject coups, any coup now West Africa. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
You know where you call from?
Mamadou Kuruma from Congo Atta.
All right, go ahead, Mamadou. 1 minute.
Thank you very much. And think Africa in general, democracy don't die in Africa. The reason we make I say so, honestly, if at all our political leaders, they know what in the meaning of democracy and autocracy. And based on what exactly they happen in Africa, I would say it's like an autocratic system of governance. My brother, it's sad. The reason we make they say so, even they talk about coup. What can happen now? Bad system of governance then can cause them thing and day. You know, myself I get sense where NPRC take over in this country now because of waiting bad system of governance, corruption, and all that things and day. But who say exactly? We don't able for solve them thing and day, my brother. And think veto powers given to executive in our African countries. I think a big problem. Right. I thank you very much.
Thank you. 079 994 993. 2 more calls and wrap up the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
You don't know where you call from? Hello?
Hello?
You don't know where you call from?
I call from Freetown. My name is Mambu.
All right, Mambu, 1 minute.
Yeah, well, when we talk about democracy, literally in a democracy, according to what we the allowing us within a democracy, There's a democracy in a government of the people, by the people, and of the people. So what you done to me? Then a government with the people that they elect. Now government done the way now the people that say for the inside that government. Then a government done the way they work for the people there. So that's a democracy. So now ask yourself, in a low context now, the government within us is not democracy. Now, so I look at the government, yes. That government within the people that elect yes.
All right.
What they do, they put you for Swallow, yes. Whether they do for Swallow or not do for Swallow, no. But what they do, not Swallow law they use.
Okay.
So we believe in a democracy because of the people who get.
One last call, 079-994-993. We call, please go straight to the point. Take this one last call and wrap up the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You know inside the call from?
Yeah, this is George from Nunge.
All right, go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, you see this overthrown business. If you can remember when I see Pakaba, the Mika install and back West Africa bring and can because what you do, the people not support the coup. And any side where you see the people that support the coup, right? You don't get them authority for the over because they not like waiting in the happen. So now that make it happen Ivory Coast. When we were there, he said then take Pakaba and bring and come. But they not support her. Because waiting do the people they not agree of the coup and any side where the people agree for the coup, not say the judge had them good day in power.
Okay.
This kind of the thing. Thank you.
Okay. Melvin, quickly as we wrap up.
Yes, literature and the way don't speak to that. But if you put her in tandem with one of the callers, by the way, Family, thank you for our messages and calls. Now that we don't see the pattern has been initially when then could we had it take place, people had to come up for support, even being a Salonia. However, one thing where authoritarianism, totalitarianism, and juntocracy don't show. Now that over time, freedoms them they disappear. So then some people will go say Hosanna. And then same one they come back. It be in a salon. The one will be say peace. And the same people in back when they end up for demonstrate against for the Sanko. So you cannot. That's an unshattered shattered territory for the fact that how sustainable is public support for coup. And one caller make them very clearly say that the people that support them. No, well, not at the start, but later on, where the beats in the begin car, where the loots in the begin car. Where the arrest and the begin car, the people then quickly realize that say, hey, that democracy being better. So back to my point, the worst democracy, a better pass military rule.
All right.
So many other points then I think say we not get beaucoup time now, but I think say yes. Mama could be the next Nkrumah or even Mandela, and military coup. We not say because democracies are failing. We say one of the reasons for military coups now because of failing systems. And then they not to Tirina rocket science, people are not prove out. And to other people are telling Atenki and definitely ECOWAS, again at the end with ECOWAS. I feel say people for be cautiously optimistic when it comes to ECOWAS from Sierra Leone. Remember where we get the attempted coup? ECOWAS was supposed to deploy a response force.
You be say the last time president, but you're not agree for allow.
The record is there. Not allowed, but that is same chairman.
One for Senna, Guinea-Bissau.
Exactly. Ironical. But again, if you look at ECOWAS and then double standards, it's very clear that what ECOWAS needs now, we need people in the M of affairs like them, Mama, or my good friend, if not for AU, people like Julius Malema. We are thinking too much inside the box of Usai, the colonialism.
Julius Malema will be a very good leader, you think?
If he's saying I'm for the AU, it will be good AU represented.
Many don't say Malema not they think, just the talk.
Now because I'm not following the man and I'm not waiting the man in context.
But
it's easy for the people and say
within South Africa itself, you know, get that huge support.
But look at his political party strength. Look at more seats again.
The assembly. I think it's the fourth largest or third largest party.
And look at the years whether they exist compared to the DA or the ANC.
All right.
We need radical leaders like Julius Malema or the
and you know that again, the thing say.
Duramani Mahama is a good example.
So now we're too heavyweights in Africa now.
So on the other one we go challenge Donald Trump. What is his name? this young guy, he was one of the 5
from Gabon.
Gabon.
Oli
Nguema. Although his country getting your issue, but in terms of
he's gonna be a former co-leader,
so I cannot be proud of him. But in terms of speaking, what Africa need now people already will speak truth to not to speak truth to power, but people already take radical actions for change the continent and force and starting with their country. Ghana is an example because you see under the life of the people. But I don't know if we will say the same for Sierra Leone.
Quickly.
You know, maybe consistency of support is not with the type of government. It's not with who comes to government and how. The consistency of support is what did he bring to the table? Is it supporting his people? Is in people actually they develop? You know, it's actual development. Because for me, letting me observe across the world, no country, no the way they proud say they get stable, stable development, and then get correct systems we actually do in the full of perfect democracy. No country, whether it's America, when the revolution, the trade revolution may happen, there was nothing like perfect democracy because then they trample on everybody rights. When they were bringing slaves, then they trample on everybody rights. And those were the times when the American system were actually built, when the English system were actually built, the times when there was no absolute democracy. They were trampling on human rights when they were doing that. And now, when they don't get perfect systems, they say, oh, let we do human rights and stuff. You understand? So for me, now that make I'm not a say for violating human rights. No, I'm not supporting violating human rights. I'm just trying to say, for me, whatever the system of government, if it is bringing developments, for me, I'm with it. That is why I always love Gaddafi. No matter waiting and saying human rights are busy, I think he actually brought waiting the human life need. The needs of the people is what's waiting most important. If the needs of people, let's say for instance China, they are doing the communist business and stuff, but it is working for the people. As long as it's working for the people, for me,
the people want what's in China, the leadership of China. They like the leadership of China.
They like the leadership of China. They see Mao Zedong where start the revolution. Right now, they worship Mao Zedong, but the time when Mao Zedong be actually they come, we kill Boku, they label as dictator. Most people don't be the supporter, but now they don't realize that because of those strides, we be the trample on people's rights. We no want for so with the system and all of that. Now bring them to outside and day. He sets the base. So for me, I think it's my own principle landing.
Maria Melvin, thank you. Up next, we get sports, entertainment, and business news, plus a review of the biggest national stories of the week by Reginald Brian Ojukutu Soya. Until then, my name is Usman Ibrahim Mara. Happy Ramadan.
In a world where brands, businesses are struggling to capture the attention of customers, we focus on cutting-edge marketing communications that communicate, engage, and interact directly with our clients' target. Our vast experience in the fascinating world of marketing communications, event management, below-the-line activations, and more ensures that we deliver nothing but amazing results. We are the agency of everything creative. We are Priority Solutions Limited. Talk to us for all your marketing communications, multimedia productions, event management, experientials or activations, media management, public relations, and more. We are a trusted brand, and the results and quality of our services can be seen through the brands we have worked with. Visit our website at www.prioritysolutions.co or call us on +232 76 1032. Priority Solutions, we know what works for you. We have what works for you. We do what works for you. Priority Solutions, what works.
Welcome to Bees and Echo News with Marion Precious George. Inside today's edition of the Bees and Echo News, Public Accounts Committee in our Parliament don recover 24 million loans from ministry, departments and agency them during the committee public hearing them on the 2023 Auditor General's report. The committee said this now as a direct result of them inquiry and enforcement action them, and they don't pay the money to the government parliament account. The committee also resolved outstanding obligation them to government, which includes 760,000 United States dollars royalty settlement from Zudlabs relating to the management of the fiber landing station. Them also disclosed that the committee also record important progress when it comes to addressing audit finding them, with over 60% of audit issue them reviewed across ministry, department and agency them as either resolved or substantially resolved during the PAC process. For local council them, PAC say them be able to resolve 34 audit issue through documentary submission, corrective action them, and compliance by council management them, and this then say represents 42%. The Deputy Speaker for Parliament, so na the Chairman for the Public Accounts Committee na Parliament, Honorable Ibrahim Tawa Conte, praised the committee membership for waiting it described as the outstanding performance of the 6th Parliament where it comes to enforcing accountability and recovering public money them. Government for Salone don launch one bid for overall the country betting and gambling regulation, as well for response to wetin official them describe as rapidly expanding sector where now they reach citizens through radio broadcast and mobile platform them beyond traditional oversight. One high-level consultative meeting where government all bring together the Ministry for Trade, Tourism, Finance Ministry, as well for address gap them inside the current framework with particular focus on the joint venture between Salone State Lottery Limited and Accord Logistics Limited, where the National Commission for Privatization they supervise. The country Chief Minister Dr. David Moinasenge say gambling activity them don't significantly expand beyond traditional casino and online platform them. The warning reflect one regional trend, and across West Africa, betting company them don't they flood airwaves with advertising, sponsoring football league them, and securing celebrity endorsements them. It also stressed that regulatory architecture for chat-up with market reality, exposure to gambling context for be regulated, just as in the control access to casino and online gaming platform them. Them step here position the country economy for sustained stability with transparent reporting and targeted reserve growth, countering external pressure. The International Monetary Fund country reports don't disclose that the Bank of Salone they steer monetary policy towards neutrality while committing for build reserve at 35 million United States dollar every 6 months, and this then say signals steady progress in exchange rate flexibility and safeguard in the middle of single-digit inflation. Under this framework, monetary policy they transition to a neutral stance as reserve money growth projection consistent with the BSL medium-term single-digit inflation objective, and this now according to the report. With inflation now in single digits, authority them don't start for reduce the policy rates to neutral. Now all this we get for you today inside the Biz and Echo News. Mina Marion Precious George.
Good morning and welcome to Epic Radio Sports Updates. Inside the update today, the Africa Cup of Nations for the women and group stage don't come out. So we see Algeria and Senegal all in a Group A with Morocco. Group B, you get South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and Tanzania. And Group D, Ghana, Cameroon, Mali, and Cape Verde. Group C, you get Nigeria, Zambia, Egypt, and Malawi. And also inside the update, the most interesting story right now with the trainer social media, Nigeria, the whole coach Eric don't talk say he don't give 19 points to the Nigeria FA before he signed a new contract with this. I did look at and say if or not the Nigeria FA go accept this particular offer, we say they forget motorcar security and increase in salary, and also for the pay in PA and for the buy tickets for Inwa and Pekin and where they travel for go holiday, and for the use economy and business class ticket. And also inside of the Leicester City and the Premier League, they don't appeal because of the points where they be deduct, but then because of one or two reasons, them with the FA say they found them wanting, they don't deduct 6 points per them, but Leicester City don't appeal. And also inside the updates, Puma don't release the Obieta Thrill Edition match ball for the remainder of the English Premier League. The ball so good, and they say this is going to be one of the best ball we the English Premier League will use this season. And the most nights on top of the Premier League, Arsenal 104 nights, and Liverpool 34 nights, Manchester City 6 nights, and Chelsea just 2 nights for this season. And the richest boxers, them you get Manny Pacquiao, you get Jack Paul, Anthony Joshua, Lennox Lewis, you get Alexander Hughes, and Villa Keshovi, and Muhammad Ali. These now the top 5 richest boxer them. Now all is the inside the Epic Sport Update for you this morning.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Epic Entertainment Buzz with me, Fatima Talebi. You know, so we can look at different type of music then. But today on day, we want to look into country music. Country and roots music been starting at the rural America inside the 1700s and 1800s, and then we can fine-tune them from European folk song them, African rhythm and blues, gospel hymn them, and the everyday life of working class people. Early instruments then like the fiddle, banjo, and acoustic guitar been very important, and people be they pass the music from one generation to the other. Inside the 1920s and 1930s, radio and recording make the music reach big audience. Artists them like the Carter family and Jimmy Rogers help define early country music with strong storytelling and mix of folk and blues. Inside the 1940s and 1950s, bluegrass came up as one fast acoustic style where Bill Monroe lead. Well, I got Tapia first for now. And I'll bring you the song where Alan Warren do for we, and the title are Ordinary, and let you get the sound of a country music. Now I'll be right back.
They say the holy water's watered down, and this town's lost its faith. Our colors will fade eventually, so if our time is running out, day after day, we'll make the mundane our masterpiece. Oh my love, I take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of your knife, staying drunk on your ride. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found something so out of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of the sanctuary. Shadow me with your touch, will not return me to clouds. The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found hopeless hallelujah on this side of heaven's gate. Oh my life, how do ya breathe and take my breath away? At your altar I will pray, you're the sculptor of the clay. Oh my, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried on the edge of your night, staying drunk on your ride. The angels up.
Song done for us by Alex Warren, and the title I'm Ordinary. Well, I guess you don't listen to how country music sound like. Well, I got draw the curtain down for today on edition of our Epic Entertainment Buzz. So till we meet again next week for another edition, we will bring the updates to you. Me your name, na Fatima Talebi. Do have a blessed, a wonderful, and a lovely weekend. Ta-da!
I hope that our visitors would